because they know that they are fighting not just for their own rights and freedoms, but for the rights and freedoms of so many others. That is why, despite daunting physical obstacles, Safak Pave didn't just win a seat in parliament in her own country. She traveled to countries across the globe, winning support for the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. She lives her life by a simple motto. These are her words. Whatever you experience is an example to others. Whatever you experience is an example to others. The same can be said of Priscilla de Oliveira Acevedo. Despite being one of just a few women in the Rio de Janeiro military police, she has risen through the ranks, commanding more than 100 male officers. We love that. Working in one of the toughest communities in the city, and even arresting a gang of criminals who kidnapped her. Women of all ages have been inspired by her leadership. And of them, she says, again a quote, "They see me as an example of the fact that any woman can work in any type of activity. It's just a question of wanting to do it." And that is why each year we invite young people to join us at this event. It is so important because we want them to learn from and be inspired by the example of these women of courage. We invite them because we want to say to them and to boys and girls across America that if, despite all the obstacles these women of courage face, if they are still running for office, and running organizations and serving their communities and their countries, then surely you can find a way to follow your dreams. Surely you can find a way to give back to your community and to your country. If these 10 women can endure death threats and horrifying violence and years behind bars to stand up for what they believe in, then surely our young people can find a way to stand up for what they believe in. Surely all of you can overcome the obstacles you face in your own life. And I'm thinking particularly of Jeneth Bedoya Lima and what she endured on that day 12 years ago. As her attackers assaulted her, they said to her, "Pay attention, we're sending a message to the press in Colombia." Well, today, with every story she writes and with every public appearance she makes, Jeneth is sending her own message that she will not back down, that she will not give up, and she will never, ever allow her voice to be silenced. And it is the same message that all of these women are sending with every act of courage they commit. The message that injustice will not stand, that inequality will not be tolerated, and that they will not stay silent in the face of evil. And to all of those who are oppressed and abused and left out and left behind, they are saying, "I am standing with you. I am fighting for you. You are not alone." And on this International Women's Day, that is the very message I wish to send to these 10 women and others like them in every corner of the globe. On behalf of my husband and on our country, I want you to know that you are never, ever alone. The United States of America stands with you, and we are so incredibly proud of everything that you have achieved. And we will continue to fight with you for the causes to which you have devoted your lives. So thank you all so much. Enjoy this day. Congratulations. God bless. Now, before I sit down, I have one important honor. I get to introduce 2 more women of courage who have received the highest honor for their work. Our 2011 Nobel Peace Prize laureates, Lema Bowie and Tawakkol Karman. Please, let's welcome them to the stage.
Thank you. Please have your seats. Thank you. Tina Brown has a way, not Tina Brown, Oprah Magazine did something on Abby and I, Abby Disney, and they said the robo-rouser. And I hate to come to places like this and see everyone trying to be so neat. Today is International Women's Day, and it's a day of celebration. Can the men in the room just shout Happy International Women's Day to all of the girls in this room? If you don't, we'll put you out. I'm listening. Shout Happy International. Thank you. We deserve it. In 2003, we were in Accra protesting the wars in Liberia. Someone came and brought me a book, Living History, Secretary of State Clinton's book. And as I flipped through the pages of that book, there was a quote in there that I've used over time. A quote from the great African-American freedom fighter Harriet Tubman. If you're hungry, keep walking. If you're thirsty, keep walking. If you want a taste of freedom, keep walking. Today, as we celebrate International Women's Day, the 10 women of courage here have shown to us that regardless of wherever they find themselves, they've been walking. Walking for justice, walking for human rights, walking for maternal health, walking for every other thing. One of the things I've seen sadly, even as we celebrate all of the milestones, Beijing 1325, 1820, 1888, and all of those policies and international protocols on women's rights, over time we've mellowed. The women's movement of this world has mellowed. Our issues and our conversation has become issues for men. I get angry when I think about it. No woman should sit down and allow a man to speak about her reproductive rights. Until you've gone through that process, I've come from Africa to tell you you don't qualify. Issues of peace and security should not be left to men alone to work on. When it comes to conflict situations, women know their context, they have greater analysis, and they know what to do. I didn't come here to preach. I don't have a lot of time. What I've come to say to my sisters as we celebrate International Women's Day, Secretary of State, Ambassador Xavier, and First Lady Obama, I think it's time for us to really start to move forward with our issues. Gone are the days for us to sit and say we've gotten policies, we've gotten this, we've gotten that. It's time for us to get out there, roll up our sleeves, and connect the dots. These women are working very hard. And yes, we can give them all of the verbal support, we can give them all of the honors, but until we continue to make it possible for them to work through resources, their issues will continue to be issues for politicians to use to make themselves look good when it's elections time. It's time for us to stand up, rise up, fight for the rights that we know how to fight for. It's time for us to support our sisters. I've been an activist all of my life, and I know what it is and what it takes to get to where you want to get to. I know what it is when you need to do something for little girls. Today, as we celebrate International Women's Day here, we're celebrating International Women's Day in Accra, Ghana, with little girls at the La Palm Hotel. I tell you, as beautiful as it sounds, getting resources to get those girls to that place is a difficult thing. Let's honor them, but not just leave them with the honor. Let's support their work, support their efforts, and continue to make their issue our issue and not a politician issue. Thank you all very much.
after Lima. And also it's hard to talk in English, so I will do my best. Ladies and ladies, happy birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, really I am so proud to be here to celebrate with you an International Women's Day. This is a special day for all of us, special day for all the women around the world, for all the women, especially in Arab countries after Arab Spring. Yes, this is a year without Ben Ali. This is a year without Al-Qaddafi. This is a year without Mubarak. This is a year without Ali Saleh, and this is a year, inshallah, without Bashar al-Assad. So this is nice morning. Good morning for all of us. Morning of freedom and dignity and courage. To all the women around the world, you have to trust yourself. You have to know that without you, you can't, and your society, your community couldn't achieve their goals and their dreams. To all women in the world, you must know that you have to be in the front line. You have to refuse any seats back. You have to be in the front, and you have struggled for all the rights, not just women's rights. Greetings, big greetings, to all women who are fighting for their participating in public and political rights, public and political field. This is a very important field for every woman and for every society. I want to say also big greetings to all the women, all women in Syria who are fighting for their freedom. Big greetings to all women who are struggling and suffering and sacrificing their life, their bloods for making their country best, for freedom, for dignity, and for happiness. To all people around the world, you have to know that without women, you can't achieve everything. Special men has to be with women. They have to work hand by hand for solving all problems around the world, for making peace spread around the world. To all of them, I want to tell them that we will not make the holiday or the ceremony for women just one day. We will make it 365 days. Thank you very much.
Wow. Well, I have to tell you, whenever I hear Lema or Tawakkul, I'm just so inspired. These two women have made such a difference in the lives of their country. For those of you who haven't seen Pray the Devil Back to Hell, which talks about what Lema and her